Good evening, hockey fans, and welcome to the Houston Fieldhouse for tonight's ECAC hockey matchup. It is Blackout for RPI and Union. The traditional first game of conference play. The Engineers wear a one-time use black uniform. They're in them tonight. It is me, Perilous Karras, joined by Coach Dan Frigent, and the Engineers taking on Union once again this evening. I have the all-time Blackout records up, which actually started when you were here, Coach, back in 2003. RPI is 10-5-2 in Blackout games. It was originally Black Friday, I think it was called.
Yes, it was. That's right. I believe it was started by the athletic director, Ken Rolfe, at the time. Who's now at the University of Maine.
University of Maine, correct. And Union won the most recent matchup back in 2019, 2-1. It was a Saturday then, October 26th. And RPI picking up the win last night in this Route 7 rivalry, if you will. Union just 20 miles down the road. What do you think of the new uniforms tonight here, Coach?
Interesting. Interesting. Well, especially I was looking at the – I was like –
where the names are?
Yeah.
The nameplate.
Like, wait, there's a family on this team?
There's not a family. The Engineers have their different ideological – I don't know what you want to call them. Integrity, family, commitment,
and
right.
discipline.
The pillars of RPI hockey spread about. I think they're probably evenly distributed amongst the players. And we have an early face-off in the Union end. Dutchman 1-5-1 overall, 1-0 in ECAC hockey play, with the Engineers winning yesterday 5-2. It was a tight game all the way through. The Engineers got a late go-ahead goal from Ryan Massey. Actually, early in the third period, I should say. And then a very late, very accurate empty net goal from almost the entire length of the ice from Jacob Laka. This is going to be icing here on the Dutchman. RPI on the season, 3-2-1 overall, 1-0-0. And if Susan Smith, Coach Smith's wife, let me know that they're still unbeaten in regulation time. Their only two losses are in overtime.
Yes, another key statistic.
And that being 3-on-3 overtime, which the jury is still out on, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Well, of course we don't like it. The Engineers aren't winning in it. But anyway, combined between the men and women, neither has won in OT. Big hit there, thrown on Beaton. But the Engineers do get it deep. Beaton flips it behind. Throwing it all the way through was Seller. And it's wrapped back to center ice. Union trying to change as RPI picks it up with Laka. Jacob Laka, 6 points in 6 games this year for the Slovakian. As RPI tips it deep. Sidorsky trying to get there for the Dutch. And it's going to be picked away by Andrew Seaman. Now Estes, one of the more veteran Dutchman players, works it up ice. As it'll be Robertson to shoot it in. Pinned up there by Shelbert. Behind the goal it goes. As Baxter knocks his man down, Anthony Baxter, the grad student and transfer from UMass Lowell, has it again. Baxter sweeps it along for Shelbert. He scored the opening goal last night, his second of the year. Back comes TJ Walsh trying to hand it off there to Adamo, and Adamo got bumped to the ice. He's a little bit slow to get up. Ryan Sidorsky, senior from Williamsville, New York, out near Buffalo, gets it deep. They wave off the icing as it's played right in front of the net by Surdy. Tipped deep by Walsh. RPI will change.
It's interesting. Coach Smith's wife would say that. Coach Smith isn't one for moral victories.
No, I think I was just pointing out that RPI's 2-0 on the road, actually, for the first time since 04-05. And this is just a Twitter interaction, if you will. But RPI is 2-0 on the road after their win last night. This will be swept out to center. And this is going to go down for icing as Mason Klee, the first one down to it. What's going to be important for the Engineers if they're going to pick up the sweep? It's always tough to sweep this matchup. Doesn't matter how either of these teams are playing, seemingly.
Well, I think tonight at home they just got to continue to play the way they've been playing. They've been playing a real strong game. They've been doing well on the special teams, especially on the penalty kill. But, I mean, you know, it's always you got to play with emotion but not play emotionally, and this is always a big game when you're playing Union College.
Face-off win for the Dutchman here. Race for the puck. There's a hit behind the goal. I think that's Linden racing for it. Then Tour Linden, one of the two captains, stolen away right before it left the zone. RPI shoots it deep again. Played around by Michael Ryan. Right back behind the net it goes. Nick Petrullo takes a hit but works it out of the zone. RPI will reset neutral ice. Jake Johnson had a real good game yesterday defensively for RPI. Gets it ahead to Linden, and Tour Linden couldn't get the shot away. He was met by a pair of Dutchmen. Back to the RPI end it goes. Flipped along by Immonen. And lifted high in the air. It'll come down at neutral ice. Found by Linden. Throws it cross ice for Laka right through him, but he picks it up on the other side. Linden trying to center. That's broken up. And it's Tour Linden again back to the blue line. Long shot. Shelburne hits the body. Another try, skips wide. And that was Baxter stepping into one. Flipped all the way down the ice, and Laka's going to be the first one to it for RPI. Jacob Laka hands it off to Beaton. Beaton shielding. Works it back towards the line. And it's spun deep by Seller. Former Dartmouth Big Green. Tie up behind the goal, and Engineers wrestled to the ice there. And coughed up. Union trying to break the other way. Matt Allen can't corral that. Turned around quickly by the Engineers. And Baxter ahead for Walsh. The diminutive TJ Walsh. Good hands we've seen from him so far this year. He's picked up a few assists already, 4 of them, and a goal for 5 points. 4.5 gone here. Two teams still getting the feelers out here as it's flipped in deep. Back into the corner from Dubinsky. And now Baxter moves it along for Walsh, chips it off the wall for Adamo. Here's Justin Adamo. He'll flip it down ice and go after it himself. All 6'5", 260 of them. Dubinsky absorbs a hit. Trying to work it back to Adamo. Now they scrap in the corner. There's a... Looks like Shearer was down on the ice trying to work it out, and they finally do get it to center. Caden Villegas. Whistle here, and I think too many men is going to be called here on Union. Or no? No, I'm sorry. He was pointing on who needs to come back onto the ice for icing.
Yeah,
Excuse
exactly.
me.
It's all right. You know, I wonder if the players got to pick which
which
slogan was on their, not slogan, but what was on the back of their jersey. That'd be interesting.
Yeah, it would be interesting to know. It is pretty spread out, so I'm not sure. They might have just been assigned. But maybe we can find out between periods.
So far, RPI's doing a good job putting forechecking pressure on Union defense.
This will be flipped out towards center. And now Laurie Surtee into the zone. Pulls up at the half wall. Nice pass down low for Brackett. Brackett trying to center. That's broken up. Jack Brackett, 2 games in a row now here. His 4th appearance of the year for RPI. Looking for his first career point. As this is out to center, maybe a chance for a 2-on-1 for Union. Surtee's the last man back. Turns into a 1-on-1, and he does well to defend the shot, and he blocks it. Goes behind the goal. Petrullo, or make that Ferguson rather, dumping it in. Twisting and turning is Hodge, trying to center. He's the most dangerous Dutchman. Michael Hodge, the freshman from Calgary, 6 points in 6 games. The pass back to the point is off the mark. Away from Michael Ryan and all the way down. Yeah,
it looks like he's got some playmaking ability. He's pretty skilled, got quick feet.
It'll be Sidorski to set up behind the cage. Quickly worked out here. Good poke check by Tour Linden, but the Dutchmen do end up pushing into the zone. Now Sidorski's going to spin and throw it to center. Maschie gloves it down. Drops it back for Jake Johnson, senior from Bloomington, Minnesota. He lost out to Allen at neutral ice. It'll be spun deep by Immonen. Billy Immonen out of Finland. He's a sophomore. We could have had as many as 4 Finns on the ice tonight for RPI, but not the case here, as it'll be picked up here by Hallbauer. They do have 3 of them. Total, I should say, with the Leppinen and Surti and Eamon. This will be shoveled deep by the Dutchman, as it was Chaz Smezrud. And now it's going to be Villegas. This will ring around. Johnson trying to get there, but beaten to it by Josh Kosak. Behind the goal, Smezrud to the point. Shot comes wide of goal. It'll carry him all the way around. Estes' shot, that's way wide, and it'll ring all the way out of the zone.
Want to at least get that shot on net so you don't start the breakout for RPI.
Estes shoots this in. Marshall, nice job to go back and play it. Ahead for Laka. Laka out to center ice. Now here's Beaton jumping on a 2-on-1. Beaton walking in, slides it across, and a little bit late there as Seller kind of ran out of room on the far side, and Engineers don't get a shot out of it. Back come the Dutchman.
Yeah, he would have been better off to shoot that. He ran out of real estate there.
Here's Beaton again. As Sidorsky cuts across to make the play defensively. Good poke check at center by Baxter. Lob back into Union territory. The Engineers will make a change. Ferguson moves it away from Adamo. Lifts it up the wall. Right to Baxter. He'll turn it around there, but ends up giving it away. Seeger makes a move. Picked up Ferguson. He'll backhand it in front. Defended again by Baxter. Another centering pass. And that time Chelberg does the job. And we got a whistle here. And a puck played with a high stick will send the face-off back into RPI territory. 11:02 to go in the first period. See, when I wait for the actual call from the official, I don't get them wrong.
Right, exactly. Well, it looked like TJ Walsh got a stick a little above his shoulders there.
Yeah.
When he
I've always wondered, is it TJ Walsh's shoulders or is it Justin Adamo's shoulders?
Depends on who's playing it.
All right. That doesn't seem fair. Maybe it does seem fair. Face-off win here for RPI. Cleve's going to shoot it around. Walsh trying to tip it up the boards. Kept in by the Dutchman on the far side. That was Feynman. Hodge again, back to the point. Feynman shoots it right back where it came from. Seeger, first sustained pressure from Union here, as they're doing a nice job cycling the puck. Graf behind the goal, he gets knocked down. Klee gets wrapped up by Seeger. Lifted out to center. Spinning puck will be gathered up by Feynman. They'll try to turn it around quickly as the Engineers make a partial change, and now Union wants to change. Klee finds the puck and goes cross ice to Surti. Tour Linden gets met by a pair of Dutchmen, and the Engineers do get it deep. There's Seller over there, or make it Massey rather. Massey at center ice, breaks it up and shoots it right back in. Behind his own goal, it's Connor Murphy, the junior from Hudson Falls. 1-4-1 on the year, 3.35 goals against, 906 save percentage. Not great numbers, but the Dutchmen have struggled a little bit this year, so it's often hard to tell how good a goalie really is based on their numbers this early in the season. Fed around behind the goal. RPI will try to break it out, and Hallbauer's pass is broken up. Johnson again. Lifted to center, through Leppinen all the way down. And it'll be icing on RPI, and then we'll get our... Well, we won't get our first media stoppage, or our only media stoppage here, because it's a non-change situation. 9:28 left in the first period. Draw will come all the way back down.
Yeah, he does have average numbers, but, I mean, it's early in the season.
On the other side, Lyndon Marshall, 3-1-1 on the year. Picked up his 16th career win yesterday. 196 goals against, 916 save percentage. RPI's done a great job just limiting shots in general towards their netminder. They gave up 25 shots yesterday. Pass ahead looking for Brackett. Can he fly? Jack Brackett leaves it in the corner. And then it was James McIsaac who's making his collegiate debut tonight. The sophomore from Winnipeg. Forced ahead by Ferguson, the defenseman, who was the furthest man up ice. And they're going to pull this one dead again. I could have sworn Ferguson was over the red line, but maybe I was seeing things.
I thought so too.
Okay. At least I'm not the crazy one.
At
least you're crazy. At least you're crazy with me. That's fine.
Yeah.
That's okay. So still no media stoppage because of another icing call. Estes, he'll shoot it down. Will this be icing?
Yep. It will.
Oh boy, someone's got their finger right on the button.
You know what?
And they're waiting to push it.
And speaking to a couple of people, I think this is the way the game went last night. There was a lot of stoppages, and there wasn't really any flow to it.
Yeah. I don't know who that benefits. Maybe Union here. Shot comes in from Baxter. It was blocked. Seaman trying to clear it out. Robertson does to center. Smedsrud couldn't corral it. Now it's back in deep. Played behind the goal. Stopped there by Ryan. Now it's thrown out in front. It goes wide to the cage. Ryan again on it for the Dutchman. Lifting it along.
Heller almost stole that.
And Baxter, or excuse me, Agnew over on that far side. There's a big hit behind the goal. Puck comes free. Klee, a shot. And he wired that one high and wide. It'll leave the zone. Surdy across. And it's turned back up ice here. Walsh walking in. His shot deflects off the glass.
Well, both Union defensemen were going for a line change.
Yeah. This is going to be another icing, I think. Nope. Maybe it was deflected because Marshall came right out of his net to play it, which would, of course, negate any icing anyway. But I think he knew it wasn't. Shot around behind. Surdy keeps it in. Just one shot in the game so far with 7 minutes to play in the first period. This has been something. Lyndon Marshall has not seen a shot yet. Graf, excuse me. Gets it back. Lifting it down low. Klee. And now we get a whistle here and a penalty coming up. It's going to be boarding. And we get our first power play with 7 minutes to go. Now we get our stoppage. No score here with 7 minutes left in the first, and Union will be going on the power play.
Well, RPI's gotten 85.7% on the penalty kill. And they hadn't updated the stats from last night's game, so I don't know what Union is on the power play.
Let's see if it's on there. Well, I pulled it up actually, so I'll tell you. Union's power play is 6 out of 33 this year, 18.2%, but their penalty kill is not good.
Yeah.
They've only killed off 2/3 of the penalties they've taken, giving up 11 power play goals this year. Anyway, so Adamo's in the box for boarding, and he's been the big culprit as far as RPI is concerned in the penalty department. We have another look at the penalty. Let's see. Oh, there it is. Yeah. If anything, it was just really late.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is the 5th penalty that Adamo has taken for now 21 minutes. He did take that 5 and 10 against, was it Bowling Green?
Yep.
No, I think it was Canisius. I don't know which one it was. Anyway, I think it was Canisius because it allowed them to come back and win that game. Yeah,
that's right. Yep.
RPI was buzzing in that first period. I think they had 18 shots in the first period.
Yeah. And
then early in the second, they took the 5-minute major, and then also Johnson took a 2-minute penalty at the same time.
Yeah.
And really put a hole in the sails for RPI.
It did.
And here's a shorthanded chance the other way. Linden waited a little too long to take that shot. And then didn't get it off. He and Leppin were in a quasi 2-on-1 situation shorthanded. We'll see if Union can generate their first shot out of this power play. This is truly remarkable.
They're taking their time on
Well,
it.
there's been one shot in the period.
It looked like the whistle had gone. They were doing a line change.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Engineers clear to center. One of the more bizarre periods of hockey I've ever seen.
They've got a whole season left.
Yeah, it's true. I shouldn't speak too soon. Sports always find a way to amaze, I think.
When you think you've seen it all, forget it.
Here may be a chance. Robertson throws it across, walking right in. Shot is blocked. I don't think that got to Marshall.
Nope.
Estes. Rister. That's blocked by Dubinsky into the netting. Engineers are trying to pitch a shutout in the first period. I don't mean just by goals.
Well, you know what? They do a great job on the penalty kill as far as getting their sticks in passing lanes, getting their legs in shooting lanes.
I can tell you the attempts are 6-6. 6-5 RPI.
Yeah.
But just only one puck has found its way to a goalie so far.
As I mentioned earlier in the women's game, when you have a team that packs it in like that defensively, you almost have to shoot off the net.
Yeah.
The old Harvard play, put it off the back
That's
boards and have it come out in front of the net.
Well, you say that, but that's how RPI scored a goal last night. Ryan Massey's goal. Here's a long shot. That time it gets to Marshall. And there's Union's first shot of the game with 5:23 to go in the first period. That was Tyler Watkins, who's playing on the point on the power play. He's a sophomore from Hermantown, Minnesota. That's a big high school hockey town back in my home state. There aren't many that aren't big hockey towns, I guess. Like
I was going to say, in Minnesota,
yeah.
They're all hockey towns.
Yeah, I guess so. But perennially in the state tournament, seeing them playing at the X all the time. Here's a centering pass in front. They're trying to find Shearer. 6 to go on the power play. Ferguson back up top. Estes has a pass on the wrong side of his body. That one's hammered wide. And out of the box come the Engineers. Going to be Seller carrying the other way. Hits Estes. And now Estes comes away with it for Union. Senior from Richardson, Texas. A long line of great offensive D-men that have played at Union College, going back to Shane Gossesbear. There's a puck tipped wide a goal, and I guess it wasn't tipped across the line. It'll be icing here on RPI. 4:30 left in the first, one shot each way, and the Engineers have killed off their first penalty of the game.
Yeah, Ryan has good numbers. Well, actually, one goal. I was looking at his career.
Yeah. He has a goal this year in 5 games.
Yep.
Speaking of Estes, yeah,
Estes, yeah,
he's their number one as far as
I agree.
defensemen go. He's been there for a while now. Spun deep here by Emanin. There's a coming together in the far circle, and the puck will leave the zone. Allen shooting it back in. That's Matt Allen, junior from Smithfield, Rhode Island. Seller shoots it off the glass and all the way down, and it's going to be icing on RPI. So the draw all the way back down. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, with under 4 minutes left, one shot on goal apiece.
I'm telling you.
I hope those goaltenders have smelling salts in their locker. In the locker room.
Because you just know it's going to be 15 shots apiece in the second period or something like that. This is knocked out of the air with a glove by Petrullo. Shot back in. RPI will start over again. Hallbauer trying to thread the needle to Lepinen. He found him with a nice pass. Lepinen is going to swat it deep, and the Engineers will change. Linden trying to get there. And thrown behind the cage. Lepinen trying to jump on it. Throws it out in front, but it's swept away. And this is going to be icing if it misses the net. And it is.
The Union player turned that over to Lepinen. I'll tell you what, Lepinen, when he smells a loose puck, he's on it.
He almost goes into another gear when he realizes there could be a scoring chance afoot.
Yeah, yes.
Terrific passer. You see him before the game. He's throwing backhand saucer passes during practice. I see him throwing passes all over the place from any angle. Truly a pass master. There's a behind his own leg pass to Mashy into the corner.
I used to have a couple of guys like that. You throw them out when there was an open net for the opposition, and man, could they go.
This is Baxter, I think, throwing it back to the point. And that's going to leave the zone. It snuck right by Kjellberg, the only NHL draft choice playing in this game right now. Pick of the New York Rangers back in 2018. His dad, Patrick, played in the NHL for a long time. He's big for the Nashville Predators. That's where Simon was born, in Nashville. Here's a puck sent across. Petrullo all the way down, and guess what? All right, saying 2:31 left. Try to break the deadlock here, coach, of both the score and maybe the shots, which are still just stuck at one apiece.
Well, second game in as many nights, so I don't think the goaltenders are going to get overworked.
I mean, I hope there's a quick way to look up the fewest number of shots in a period. Because we're threatening it right now with 2:31 left. Here's a shot, deflects. There's a save. And this one's underneath Murphy. There might be 2 shots on the play there, which is
generous.
Yeah. Well, it might have been 2.
I think that, I mean.
Yeah, there are. Two shots. It
only takes one.
Yeah, that's true. There's a save. And trying to jump on it was Brackett, and he. Yeah. It says 3-1 on the board. We'll stop nitpicking now and just get back to the hockey, all right? Engineers triple their shot total in 1 rush up ice there. 1 offensive possession. Ferguson. Graf. Cross ice to Estes. Ferguson. Stretch pass. Shot in. Graf going to get there. Gets put into the corner boards by Surdy. Under 2 to play in the first. Digging for it, Seeger. Now Adamo pulls up in the corner. Back to the point. Slap shot coming. Surdy, and a glove save by Murphy. Through a screen, and Murphy looked like he saw it, but just barely, as he's able to make the glove stop.
Yeah, RPI getting good traffic in front of him, and shot coming from, he had the good thing it came to that far side.
Face-off coming up here. Jacob Lee playing in his 4th game. He scored his first career goal as a member of the Engineers a couple games ago. Now we got a penalty coming up here on Brackett.
It's going to be a trip, I think.
Yeah. He is
holding.
Stick just got, well, it's going to be a hold, I guess. Thought it was a trip, but Brackett's going to the box here with 1:30 left in the first period. So with all that's gone on here, the Union, all we've said about Union only having 1 shot, they're going to have a chance to try and take a lead in this game with 1:30 left. Gonna look at the penalty.
That's the knob of his stick that comes out right.
Yeah.
There, see it?
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't his mouth guard. It was the knob of his stick.
Wow.
Interesting.
That's a good find there, Coach. So Brackett's in the box. Second power play for Union.
That thing never comes out as far as I've never seen that.
Just popped right out of there. Lepinen's going to clear it. Otto Ville Lepinen is tied for the national lead in shorthanded goals with 1. Scored that against Canisius in RPI's 6-1 win. As Villegas tried to drive the net, he was cut off and knocked down, and RPI is able to clear. Murphy leaves it behind for Estes. Robertson drops it back for Villegas, who had a bit of trouble with it. Shoots it around. Agnew goes back to Brackett and sent down the middle.
Boy, that was a design play.
Yeah.
They just chip it back towards behind the net. Got a defenseman there who releases over to the weak side winger, and he throws it down the ice.
It was Jacob Lee eventually who shot it all the way down to the point where it's kept in. Lifted along there by Graff. Maneuvering behind the goal. Shearer. Seeger. Back to Shearer. Into the middle. Try the one-timer. That was broken up nicely by Baxter, and the Engineers clear it again with 7 to go in the period. Shearer into the zone with 1, and that'll do it for the first period. Shots in the frame, 4-1 RPI. Union currently has more power play chances than shots on goal.
Well, that was the second power play for Union in that period, and they still haven't had a shot on goal.
Yeah. Well, their one shot in the game did come on the power play, so at least they have that going for them. Face-offs 11-8 RPI. It was a rather uneventful first period, you could say, but that means there's just more to come here from Troy. And we will step aside. After 1, it's Union nothing and RPI nothing. You're watching RPI Hockey on RPI TV and ESPN. Second period about to get underway here. RPI and Union from the Houston Fieldhouse here in Troy, New York. Perry Lascaro, Stan Frigid here on RPI TV and ESPN. No score after one, just 5 total shots on goal in the first period, 4 of them belonging to the Engineers, 1 for Union. They still have another 30 seconds to go on their second power play of the game, which generated their first shot of the game. Coach, what do we got here?
Well, I was just thinking, when you come into Division I college hockey from wherever you're playing, whether it be prep school or junior, and then you come into a hockey game, and it's hard to imagine that you could go the whole game without getting a shot on goal.
Well, they got one.
Yeah, no, but I'm just saying that there are times where you could conceivably play 60 minutes. Obviously not all the 60 minutes, but as an individual player, not have a shot on goal.
Right.
And it's kind of a humbling experience. So
I think so.
That's when you realize that, you're only going to have so many opportunities. You better make them count when you get them.
Oh, wow, that's pretty deep, Coach. I didn't think you were going that deep here in the second period. That's good. I like it. Ferguson off for Shearer, and he dumps it in. Anthony Baxter for RPI lost the handle on it. Seeger back to the point. Ferguson just keeps it in. Estes back to Ferguson. 4 to go in the power play. Shot blocked there by Tour Linden. Graff now carries it across. Hands it off for Ferguson. Brackett out of the box. Back to even. 0 for 2 are the Dutchmen on the power play. Ferguson looking for a shooting lane. Feeds it across. Graff a shot. That one hit a foot on the way through. Picked up by Lepinen and cleared to center. So now officially Union 2 power play chances, just 1 total shot in the contest. Here's a shot, and that one's sticked away by Marshall on the blocker side. Another shot comes in. That's blocked by Lepinen. That one dragged behind the goal. Kept in here. A little bit of sustained pressure from the Dutchman. Kelly shoots it in. Knocked down was Villegas. Lepinen has his man wrapped up. Back to the point. Kelly, a little shoulder fake. And couldn't fake out Walsh enough as he disrupts the play, but it stays in the zone. Robertson trying to find the handle. Steers one on goal. Not a lot of pace on it. Marshall makes the easy save. Going to be Walsh to carry to center ice now. Union already has 2 shots in the period, so how about that, Coach? Is there be icing here on RPI?
Yes. It is.
Yes, it is. Icing. It's good that there are shots now, so I can just stop talking about it because no one wants to hear that.
Hey, it's a tight defensive game.
That's true. 18:07 to play, second period. Union's had the better of play here so far in the middle frame.
Well, I was going to say, you have to work for every inch of ice that's out there, and you get an opportunity. You got to make sure that there's not the opposition, whether you're shooting from Union's perspective or RPI's, it's not going to get blocked.
Walsh poked at, cleared to center. Swatted into the zone there by Seller. And now Feynman tries the near side for Smedzrud. Shot deep by Allen. Pinned up in the corner. Towards the point. Ferguson keeps it in. That hit the leg of Beaton. RPI trying to break out quickly here, and they shoot it out of play. Into the stands.
The faceoff should be inside the zone.
I mean, if you're RPI here, you only gave up 1 shot in the first period, but that really doesn't mean a whole lot in the grand scheme of things. You still haven't been able to find your offense.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think right now they're just playing their game. They're not really too concerned. However, you're going to have to devise a strategy to get pucks to the net.
Ferguson off the end boards, caroms to the far side of the net. Shelberg sweeps it away, but Union stays on it. Ferguson. Union looking more and more comfortable in the offensive zone.
And that's exactly the strategy right there. Move it off to the side of the net and have the shot coming from the side.
There's a wrap try. That's no good from Shearer. And it's sent back the other way. Deflected, snow icing. Ferguson has to go back and play it. Freshman from Binbrook, Ontario is Ferguson. On the far side, to deal with the referee. That allows the Engineers to try and put some pressure on it. Puck still in the zone. Finally, it's forced out to center ice. Tyler Watkins there. Union trying to change. RPI trying to catch him on it. Here comes Kjellberg into the zone. Drop pass here. Adamo shot. That was blocked nicely by Ferguson. Now Massey picked up his 3rd goal of the year last night. It was the game winner early on in that 3rd period. Shot comes in, saved by Marshall with a stick. Another shot blocked, almost gloved by Kjellberg. And it's back out to center. Through the middle, tipped deep by Seeger. Marshall out of his net to play it. Oh, thought about playing it, now he covers it. That was an awkward looking play, but Marshall made it. He's ECAC Hockey MAC Goaltending Goalie of the Week after he helped RPI beat Vermont last Saturday.
It almost looks like RPI is not forcing Union in the neutral zone whenever they go into a regroup. They're just going into a defensive posture, letting Union come to them, which 90% of the time they end up dumping the puck.
Hallbauer behind for Johnson. Jake Johnson tipped along by McIsaac. Pushed on by Brackett. Taken over again by Nathan Kelly for Union. Kelly will try the near side. Big hit there by McIsaac. Puck comes trickling in on Murphy. He'll cover it up. It was an innocent shot. But pressure was coming. A couple of Engineers looking for a rebound, and Murphy will cover it up.
Well, it's a good thing. The RPI forward was putting pressure on the defense that was carrying the puck for Union, and I thought he was going to reverse it, and it's a good thing he didn't, because the other RPI forward came from the side of the net to behind the net, so that would have been a turnover in favor of RPI.
Face off here, won by the Engineers. Hallbauer fires wide along the ice. Nice job to keep it in by Johnson. As it's moved around by Sidorsky. Johnson couldn't keep the line that time. It's back out to center, but quickly turned back in deep by the Engineers. That was Lepinen. Massey one-hands it around for Tour Linden. Linden takes a hit in the corner. Worked up the wall. Turned around by Agnew. And now Lepinen has it pinned up there. Jack Agnew at neutral ice into the skates at Kjellberg. And fires it back off of Massey and in deep. Petrullo gets crunched by Massey in the corner. Maybe that'll get him going. Shearer back the other way. Shot was blocked, picked up Lepinen. He'll take a look. Nearly stolen away. And then Kjellberg falls down. Union can't take advantage. As back comes RPI with speed, is beaten, trying to go one-on-one, and he fanned on the shot. John Beaton looking for his first career goal. He has 3 assists through 5 games this year. This will be shot down ice and gloved by Marshall. He tried to put it down, but got the whistle first. 14:27 to play second period, and a little more lively second than we saw in the first from both teams now.
Yeah, it seems to be a little bit more flow to this. There's not as many icings and stoppages in play, which means the guys on the bench have to be aware, because you're generally changing on the fly.
Played to Ferguson. He'll take a shot, hits the back of the net. Allen digs it out with some help there from Emanen. Tie up on the half boards, and right back down low it goes. 30. There's a check into Watkins. Emanen. Now bouncing puck at center. Beaton tried to touch it around one man, then losing an edge and going down. To the cheer of the crowd goes Matt Allen. Seller backhands it in front, and a pad save is needed from Murphy. RPI changing, they pick it up at neutral ice. Jake Johnson through Seller and all the way down. This is going to be icing on RPI. As Seller, they say, didn't get a touch with his skate. He's arguing that the alternative was the case. Anyway, 13:33 to go in the second period. Shots are 6-5 RPI, and this game has opened up a little bit. Union off that power play chance they had early in the period, was controlling things, but the Engineers have been able to answer a little bit.
I was just watching the Union bench. Matt Allen looks like he's shaking up there after he got knocked to the ice.
Yeah, it looked like non-contact to me, which is odd in a hockey game, but he just went down. You see a lot of non-contact injuries when there's artificial turf involved. But I guess you could catch your skate on the ice as well. Here's Dubinsky all by himself up ice. His shot is blocked up into the netting as it was Petrullo sticking with him, the sophomore from Neshannock Station, New Jersey.
Well, I think when he went down and hit the ice, I think he might have got a foot in the head as the RPI defenseman pivoted to skate backwards. Union trying to get a late change in, and the referee says no dice.
Face-off win, kept in the zone. Nice play there by Johnson. He had a number of big shot blocks as the Engineers were able to kill off a number of penalties late down the stretch to help preserve that win last night in Schenectady. And now a near giveaway by Marshall, and that hits something, and it's fed right through the crease. That was almost a disaster.
I want to say Adamo.
Yeah, somebody blocked it. Shot on through again. Adamo's going to pick it up and shoot it behind for Johnson. Johnson takes a hit. It's dug out of the skates by Seeger. He gets bumped there. And now Dubinsky. Certainly a big scare in the game as Lyndon Marshall came out of his net and butchered that one behind the goal, but he was bailed out by, we think, Adamo. Now Adamo has it again. Lifted along. Centering pass in front. It was Lee centering. He's trying to find McIsaac. Now a shot comes in. Mask save there. Still loose in the slot. On the big drive by Kjellberg, and now it's back out to center. Shearer gets cut off by Kjellberg, but it's flipped in deep. Chances at both ends there. Down the middle, tipped ahead by Lee, but turned right back around by Union. Now they'll back it up for Ferguson. Kosak. And offside is the call. Yeah. I don't know what happened on that play.
I'm thinking it was Adamo.
Yeah, you think Adamo blocked the shot.
Yeah, there's no question. Somebody did.
Somebody did, right, because Marshall was still almost behind the goal. And he was trying to scramble back in front.
Yeah, either Adamo or one of the defensemen.
Yeah.
It happened so quickly.
Yeah. Tour Linden's going to push this one straight ahead and chase after it. Sidorski pins him off the puck, and now it's moved out again by the Dutchman. Race for it here. Good speed from Caden Villegas. He'll take a tight angle shot, and Marshall easily stops that one. Villegas is from Plano, Texas. He's looking for his first collegiate point. This is his 6th game for the Dutchman in their garnet. Garnet and white, the official school colors. I'm not going to get yelled at this time, am I?
Not at all.
It was Bowling Green, I think, that one of your buddies told me I had their colors wrong. Was it burnt brown or something?
Yes. Rust brown.
Sure. We got a penalty here. Interference. This is the 3rd power play for Union already. Another look at the penalty since we were talking about colors.
Oh, it's right there.
Yeah, they get Kjellberg? Yeah.
Yeah.
He stepped in the middle there.
Yep. It's one thing to take the player's space. You just can't get the stick out and prevent him from getting by you.
He receives 2 minutes for interference. Time of that penalty, 8 minutes, 39 seconds. 2 of Rensselaer Kjellberg for interference at 8:39.
So Kjellberg goes off here. Union moves it in on the far side. It's Shearer twisting and turning, trying to get away from Laka now. Laka pins him up. Ferguson picks it up. Across for Graff. Graff down low. Past the intended target. That was Watkins. And the Engineers are able to clear it high off the glass. That's a high skill play there with Johnson. Just, you shoot it high off that glass, there's nothing the D can do about it.
No, it's the play before that that'll give any coach gray hair.
And now a breakaway chance, and it's turned away by Marshall. Big time stop there on Robertson, keeping this game scoreless.
That was a real good save. Long stretch pass.
That was the best chance of the game for Union that they generated on their own. If you want to count that play behind the goal as another, but really good play there by Robertson to kind of sneak in behind the RPI defense and catch that stretch pass. Estes again, 44 to go on the power play. Into the zone they come, it's Villegas. He gets bumped off the play. This will roll towards the point. Brackett picks it up, shoots it off of one of the Dutchmen. Second try, gets the job done. Engineers were 6 for 7 killing off penalties yesterday. Union was 3 for 4 on the kill in last night's game. RPI yet to have a man advantage tonight, but it's been pretty good this year for them numbers-wise. They're at, well, just 14%. There's a shot skips wide. Now a chance for a 2-on-1. They're back to even. Massey walking in, sends it across. One-timer, and Linden fanned on it. He almost looked like he tried to shoot it too hard. Now back comes Kelly the other way.
I don't think that puck landed flat for him. I think
that's
it was
probably
still in
the
air.
case. Yeah, you're probably right. Now dangling through the neutral zone. Crowd wants a penalty. Not going to get it here. As Massey swept it towards the middle, it was broken up. Pinching in. Tight angle shot. Side of the net. Jamming at it there was Linden. And it pops away. Now Massey was back at the point in support of Baxter, who had jumped up ice. And now a bouncing puck at center. Nifty play defensively by Hallbauer to knock it away and keep the puck for RPI. Into the zone they come. Fed towards Laka. Laka walking in. Laka over the top. Oh, an opportunity there for Jacob Laka. It was a great move. He just missed high on the backhand.
Union goaltender has no stick.
Yeah, the goalie stick of Murphy's behind the goal. Shot comes in and they score. Shane Seller knew exactly where to put that puck 5-hole as Murphy had lost his stick on the previous play. It's 1-0 Engineers.
And that's normally where that stick would be to cover that 5-hole. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. Murphy loses his stick. Perfect shot, 5-hole where the stick's supposed to be. Generally, as a defenseman, you're supposed to give your stick to the goaltender since he doesn't have one.
Was there time for that? I wonder.
I don't think the defense even recognized that the goal stick was behind the net.
So Seller gets his second RPI goal, 18th of his career. 16, of course, coming with Dartmouth. And a big opening tally after the Engineers just finished killing off a third penalty. Now a shot comes in wide off the stick of Seaman. Shearer dumps it in. Big hit by Surdy in the corner, knocking Robertson down. Laka trying to clear it out to center. Past Feynman, race for the puck. And Sidorski's going to get there. Tie up along the wall. Pops out momentarily. Now it's shot into the RPI zone. Lori Surdy there. Sophomore from Espoo, Finland. Dangerous hit here on Dubinsky. He goes down. And a penalty is coming up here on Union. It's going to be an elbow as Walsh and a couple other Engineers, including Adamo, go over to sort things out with the Union captain who took the penalty, as they're going to get Kosak here. And I'm going to defend Kosak here just a little bit, Coach. I think Dubinsky was already heading down to the ice a little bit, and it made that elbow all that much easier to commit the penalty.
Yeah, and I think the referees are discussing it right now, but I wouldn't be surprised if they go take a look at it.
Yeah.
Looked like he was already headed towards the ice, like you
It can't
said.
hurt. Just for me, I think Kosak, obviously elbowing is a bad penalty to take, and I think he was trying to hit him legally. That my point is he was trying to hit him legally. Now, if you're trying to get the contact to the head type of plays out of the game, we're seeing a lot more 5 and 10s from this similar type situation. It looks relatively innocuous as far as the hit was, but the fact that it was elbow and it was to head, the consistent play here this season has been 5 and 10.
Yeah.
And while I don't necessarily agree with it, especially in this case, where I don't think he was trying to hurt Dubinsky, that kind of goes out the window with the way these plays have been called this year. So I think it's going to be 5 and 10, but we'll see. The referees are just going into the box now to look at it, so I don't know what was going on before this.
Maybe they were justifying to the coaches why they were going to be taking another look at this.
Sure, because it was contact to the head. So they're going to use this time to shovel some ice. And we're not getting another. We're looking at them looking at it, so I'm not sure what that'll tell us. But
I don't know if we could take another look at it.
Maybe. There's Al Shibley, bottom of your screen, longtime RPI PA announcer, former SID. Yeah, we got one. We got one. Coach asks and receives here. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look good.
No, but I'm thinking his shoulder was in between.
Yeah? You think it was a shoulder hit?
The Union's, watch.
Yeah.
Oh, no, you know what?
Yeah.
From the other angle.
Yeah.
I think the elbow did catch him, but he was already
hopefully Zach's
going
all
down.
right. Yeah. It's one of those things where this year, especially, that is absolutely almost every single time it's been 5 and 10. And I guess you can kind of throw intent out the window. Like I said, it looked like he was trying to make a legal hit, but Dubinsky had dropped so low that it was at elbow level, and that's what hit him in the head. So I mean, it's a tough call to make, but I think they're going to make it.
No, 2 minutes.
Wow. Okay. I think that's the right call, by the way.
I agree.
But we've seen it so many times already this year. The DeGrande hit, I thought, against Canisius in game one against the Canisius. I thought that was a 2-minute penalty. Anyway, it's 2 minutes for charging on Kosak, not even an elbow. I guess maybe they found that there was no elbow contact, so they couldn't give him that penalty. Anyway, a power play for RPI, their first of the game, 14.3% on the year.
Yeah, it's interesting that they would change it from an elbowing to a charge. Generally, with a charge, you have to take more than 2 steps.
Yeah.
Unless that rule has changed.
That's one of the ways you can get a charging penalty, I'm pretty sure now. Anyway, power play for RPI. They set things up. Tour Linden. Chelberg takes a look, feeds it down low. One-timer, and that one skipped on Laka. Might have been a defensive stick in there from Sidorsky to change the directions of that pass, and Laka takes a look at the tip of his stick as if that was the problem.
No, I think Sidorsky got a stick on it, making sure that passing lane wasn't open. Otherwise, it would have been a one-timer in the back of the net.
Shots 9-7 RPI, 6:42 to go second period. Shane Seller has given RPI the lead.
It's a long way for Connor Murphy to go from post to post.
Yeah. And that's what you're looking for. Get the goalie's feet moving. Flipped across, spinning puck, tapped to center, shorthanded maybe for Robertson. He's on his horse. The long strides of Simon Chelberg and the long reach of Chelberg get there first. Back in comes Mashey. Shoots it around. Off for Laka. Laka's pass in the feet of Mashey, and he couldn't control the pass. Chance for Feynman to clear. And he fires it all the way down on goal, stopped by Marshall. Halfway through the power play, the first of the game for RPI. Union's penalty kill, you mentioned it, has not been good. They're just 67% on the penalty kill entering play today. As I mentioned earlier, they were 3 for 4 yesterday. They don't look too bad to me. at least through the small sample size. There's Walsh throwing it through. Adamo picks it up there. He'll ring it back around. All the way to the point it comes. It's pinned up there. And it's 30. Couldn't keep it alive. It's shot back down with 20 to go. Hallbauer. Drop it back to Dubinsky. Good to see him back out there so quickly. Now Walsh throws it across. Dubinsky had to touch up, and they do move it in. Adamo with 2 to go in the power play. Back to Dubinsky. Penalty is over. And Hallbauer, no one told him, but he stays on the puck. Hallbauer, a shot, hit his shin pad. And now it's back out to center. Union trying to rush the other way, but they're at the end of a kill and maybe just going to shoot this one in. They do. There's Watkins.
Hallbauer's got the shamrock with him tonight.
Here comes McIsaac. He'll backhand one. Maybe got Murphy on the blocker hand. McIsaac throws another hit. He's been a bottle of energy tonight. Now walking right in. And a loose puck on the far side. No shot ever came, I don't think, as it was Johnson trying to jump into the play, as he did against Vermont when he scored the opening goal that game last Saturday. First of the year it was for Johnson, and second of his collegiate career. Certainly more of a defensive D-man, but he's been very solid this year for RPI, and they needed him to be.
Former disciple of Mark Carlson out in the USHL with Cedar Rapids.
He's just been top shot blocker and puck mover for these Engineers. It's tipped deep. Ferguson trying to elude his man. That was Brackett on the chase. Kjellberg with under 4 minutes to go here in the second. Baxter trying to track it down. He'll backhand it in deep. Hit by Beaton. Puck loose to the point. Seller keeps it in. Ferguson. That one spun around by Ryan, but kept in by the Engineers. John Beaton. Back to the point. Baxter through traffic. Save made by Murphy, as Lockett looked like he might have tipped that puck. Kept in at the line. Kjellberg does keep it in a second time. Pinned up by Allen, and it's carried out to center. This is Tyler Watkins for Union. Pulls up at the half wall, trying to hand it across. It was broken up nicely. Back out to center. Seller wanted to change, but the puck came right back to him, and now it'll be flipped deep by Laka, and the Engineers can do that change. Shots are 12-8 RPI. They lead 1-0. Nice move at center. Robertson moving his way in, but he lost the handle in the end. Klee behind to the line, but not out. Lifted in the air right in front of the Union bench. Sent across to Mashey. Mashey fanned on the dump try and does work it into the zone. Sidorski, pressure from Tour Linden. Bouncing puck towards the line, kept in momentarily, but carried out by Kelly. Couple of scares defensively for RPI in this period, but for the most part, they've put the clamps down at the defensive end.
Yeah, they have. They've got that goal. They haven't looked back.
Mashey, double team behind the goal, pops free to Leppinen to the point. Hallbauer steers it across. Johnson fires it on goal, looking for the tip. Had a man in front. That was Mashey. Now Johnson again. Feeds it to an open wing. Engineers in the middle of a change. Picked up Walsh. Backdoor feed. He was looking for his man on the far side. That was Dubinsky. Just couldn't connect as that pass was in the air.
Good idea. Instead of putting it right on goal, shooting it off the net, looking for a tip.
Shielding the puck now is Adamo, rather, as the Engineers have completed their change. With the puck in the offensive zone. Wheeling is Walsh. A shot right on and a save by Murphy. Dubinsky back to the point. Johnson across. Adamo looking to shoot. Hands it off instead. This is Walsh. On further for Dubinsky. Good sustained attack for the Engineers. Johnson. Under a minute to go in the second. As as they scrap along the half wall. And it's going to be lobbed in the air. It'll come down in play, and we play on. Hallbauer pinching. Adamo makes a move. Adamo out in front is poked off his stick at the last moment by Petrullo. And this is shot into the crowd. And what would be a delay of game penalty, and pro hockey is not here. 28.7 left, and the Engineers will have another offensive zone draw upcoming. They're not allowing a change, of course, for the Dutchman.
Probably because he shot that out. Adamo trying to make a strong move on his backhand, trying to go to the forehand.
Yeah.
At the net.
It was a good idea. It just got poked away when he was trying to jam it in.
Yeah, I don't know if that was Connor Murphy, the goaltender.
It might have been the goalie, yeah. Face-off win for RPI, 27 to go in the period. Baxter threw a screen, it went wide. Laka trying to pick it up on the backside. Petrullo. And now a hit thrown there by Shellberg, but it's back out to center, and Union can complete that change they wanted to do. Ahead for Laka. Fires it wide of goal. It's going to be gloved anyway by Murphy. And he'll hold on for a whistle with 5.5 left. Face-offs in the game, 20 to 14 RPI. They started off the season red hot in the face-off circle. They've cooled off. They didn't have a great game against Vermont. Here's another look at the long shot. And yesterday, Union did a pretty good job on the draw, but tonight, RPI back in front in that department. As they say that, Union wins this faceoff and shoots it around with 2.
You knew that was going to happen.
Well, of course. And that'll do it for the period. Just 1 goal in the frame. It belongs to Shane Seller and the Engineers. They lead Union 1-0 after 40 minutes of play. Anything else standing out to you in the stats department? 14 to 8 are the shots, so Union picked up 7 shots in that second period. But again, pretty good defensively. RPI on the kill has been good this year, and it continues 3 for 3 so far in this game here.
Well,
yeah, go ahead.
One mishap on behalf of Union, and the goaltender loses his stick behind the net, and RPI capitalizes 5-hole where the stick would normally be to protect that 5-hole, and that's what you want to do when teams make mistakes. You want to be able to capitalize on them.
It's been a tight game all the way through. RPI will take its 1-0 lead into the third period. You're watching RPI Hockey on RPI TV and ESPN. RPI and Union about to drop the puck here in period number 3. So a rivalry in the making for a number of years, and the all-time series still led by RPI. They've won in this series 54 times, and that was when, Union was more, in its infancy. The Engineers were taking care of business against the Dutchmen. They weren't really seen as a threat, but a couple of big winning streaks over the last 20 years for Union have really kind of closened or evened the series up a little bit.
Yes, and I remember when I was an assistant at Union College, we were still Division III from 85 to 89, and we still played RPI on a yearly basis.
So 54 wins all time, or no, 55 after last night, I beg your pardon. 41 wins for Union, 12 ties. They, of course, now have the Mayor's Cup, which is a yearly non-league event in January or February, and then the Capital Skates is the winner of the regular season series, which RPI hopes to retain possession of if they can hold on here to at least a tie, I guess, which would be a little bit anticlimactic, but they would still keep the Skates if they tie this game.
I'm laughing because those skates, we made up the trophy when I was here.
Oh, you made that, okay.
Yes, as a matter of fact,
it looks like you made it.
There were a pair of skates. Mauro DiPaolo was playing at RPI, and he was a 6'6" player. Ended up going home one Christmas and staying there and playing Major Junior, so we didn't know what to do with his skates. So now you know where they are.
They're a trophy now. I guess they can't tie tonight because we'd go to a shootout if this game is tied after overtime, 3-on-3 overtime, which of course we love. And so we'll see what happens. Let's just hope it doesn't get to that point, but as soon as I say that, it will. If the Engineers have something to say about it here, they move it back the other way. It's Adamo sending it across. Dubinsky, a shot. That one's blocked. Gets it back again, and it's turned away. Shelberg throws it off the end boards. Pops right back out in front.
Wow, did that go between the net
and the goalie? It might have.
I think it did. Wow.
Murphy already had a few adventures at that end of the ice, and neither of them, surprisingly, involved the Zamboni door. This is shot out of play.
And in speaking with Commissioner Hagwell, 3 points for a win.
Yeah.
Only in league play, obviously.
Yeah, and it's 2 points for an overtime win. You get the extra point if you win the shootout. You get 1 point if you lose an overtime or a shootout. No points if you lose in regulation. Sure, I explained that horribly. Seller's going to keep it in momentarily.
No, you didn't. I understood it.
You understand? Right, well, if you can understand it, yeah, okay,
exactly.
You got the joke. I got your joke. All right, puck behind the goal. Picked up there by Beaton. Gets it as far as center, and there's a. They're tied up here. They're stuck together.
They're literally tied up.
Surdy. And who is that climbing out of the Robertson?
Now, I don't know how that would happen.
If we have a look from down there, that would be something. Because
the only thing I could think of is that they're wearing there's ankle supports that you can wear as a defenseman, and the lace got caught in the ankle support.
Yeah. It's almost like when you see sometimes when the players get their cages stuck together.
Yes.
That's another one I like. Because no one wants to be that close to another player, especially on the other team, and then you're stuck there and you have to get separated by somebody else. No one's happy about that situation. Puck back to center. Lob back in, race for the puck. Feynman's going to get there. Fletcher Feynman from Lake Worth, Florida, looking for his first points of the year. Nathan Kelly, sophomore from South Delta, BC. Now Feynman. Kelly again. He'll escape back behind the net and find Watkins. Good connection through center. Seeger walking his way in, and he hammers it wide to make that Emanen, rather, Billy Emanen with a shot. That was a nice catch and a good strong move into the zone from the Finn.
He's trying to go top shelf, short side.
The Dutchmen have actually out-attempted RPI in this game 30-27. But that includes, of course, missed shots and shots blocked by the defense. Shots on goal still 15-9 RPI.
Estes on the forecheck there as a defenseman.
We'll probably see more of that as this game goes along and the Engineers continue to lead. Nice move there by Villegas. Works it ahead. Another nice move. And it gets steered behind the goal. That was Smedzerud with the nifty hands. Now back comes RPI, a little bit of speed. They beat out the icing here easily as Massey takes a hit, lobs it into the corner. Ferguson. All the way down, rolling puck, and they wave off the icing. Jack Agnew, former BC Eagle, will spin back towards his own end as the Engineers want to complete a change. And still waiting here.
I know, they only got 4 guys on the ice. Oh, no, there.
One more is at the high blue
Yep.
line there. Yep.
Yep.
Now they're ready to go. Dubinsky's going to ring it in. Into the corner it goes. Shot around out to center ice. Mason Klee on a Morrison, Colorado. Lifting it up the boards. Walsh has it tied up, and it's picked away by the Dutchman. Graff trying to knock down a bouncing puck. Throws it on goal. Marshall makes the save. Sidorsky, another shot. Blocker stop by Marshall. Another shot in, blocked by Walsh. Adamo got his stick caught in one of the legs of the Union wingers there as Dubinsky dumps it in.
Something tells me they're just going to let him play this period.
Yeah. Which if you're RPI, you feel a little shorted here as they've had 2 fewer power plays than the Dutchman. Here's a shot in, saved by Marshall. It's kind of a changeup.
That was a juicy rebound.
Just kind of sat there. You expect that shot to come in a little quicker. Now Beaton trying to spin and throw it in front. It was broken up nicely by Bram Shearer.
Got some good flow going here, Perry.
Yeah, I think so. Here's worked around by Kelly. Haven't seen a lot from Hodge tonight. 3 goals, 3 assists in 6 games. Surdy. Laka. He's tied up. Beaten. Flipped along for Seller. He'll go backwards with it. Lifting it behind for Kjellberg. Kjellberg down the middle. Tipped along. First one to it's going to be Emanen. Turned up ice. Petrullo. Or excuse me, that's Smedzerud. Neither of them is Ferguson. I lied. To the point. Feynman. Allen. Emanen gets bumped. Shot up the boards, kept in. Feynman fakes the shot, then takes one. I think he hit his own man there. Into the corner goes Watkins. Union on the attack here. Shot by Ferguson. That one's blocked by Brackett. And now Jack Bracken has a chance to look up ice, chipping it off the boards. McIsaac trying to track it down, but Estes beats him to it. Now McIsaac steals it away, tries to make a move. Brackett with a wrap try, throwing it in front. And Murphy trying to put his glove on it, but Estes peels it out of there. He waited long enough for his goalie to maybe freeze that puck. Now, this has to be dealt with by a pair of Engineers defensemen, and they do. Seven minutes gone here in the third. Massey driving his way in, pulls up in the corner, drops it back. Fed right back down low off of the stick of Massey, and Union takes over there. Sidorsky's going to backhand this one in. Hallbauer takes a bump. Moved up by Tour Linden. Right along the Union blue line and chipped back in by the Dutchman, who changed all 5.
Neither team right now having any sustained offensive pressure in the offensive zone. Seems to be out in the neutral zone.
Lifted ahead. It was Adamo trying to find Walsh. Adamo had a real nice pass last night that led to a great chance for the Engineers over in Schenectady. He's a big guy, but his hands are better than people think. I think. expect, I think. There's English for you. His hands are better than people expect. I think.
What you're trying to say is his hands for a big guy are better than one would
people
expect.
Yep. There we go.
Yep. I got you.
You got me.
Yep.
Baxter's going to spin it in. Here's Adamo. Well,
the same could be said.
His skating, I don't know. I can't vouch for that.
I was going to say the same could be said for his skating.
He just lost an edge there. Slap shot coming. Baxter looking for the tip from Walsh. Kept in by Agnew. Adamo gets dumped in the corner. Walsh pinned up there. Kept in. Baxter, long shot save. Rebound, Stockholm! Zach Dubinsky with his second goal in as many nights, and the Engineers take a 2-0 lead.
Wow, pretty simple game. You just get that puck to the net as a defenseman. Dubinsky, it's a 1-on-2. You've got two of the Union defenders, the goaltender, juicy rebound, and Dubinsky puts it in behind Connor Murphy to go up 2-0 here.
Second of the weekend, second of the season for Zach Dubinsky. The junior from Highland Park, Illinois, makes it 2-0 on RPI's 18th shot of the game.
You know, as a coach, you want that player between the puck and the offensive player in the hopes of blocking it. But if there's a rebound, now that offensive player is in behind you as a defenseman. And in that case, Dubinsky puts in the rebound.
Shot up the wall. Turned back around in a hurry. Beaten 3-on-2 as they hit the line. Slap shot is coming, and Laka's turned away by Murphy. We'll see if there's a pushback here from the Dutchman. Ferguson lost it. Shearer keeps it in for a second, but then Laka shoots it down. It's going to be icing on the Engineers. And the whistle will come with 10:58 to go in period number 3. So a little bit of separation now here for the Engineers, and Dubinsky gets that goal.
Now you know that Union's going to have to open it up a little bit, get the defense involved in the offense, which hopefully RPI can capitalize again on.
Face off here, Brackett and Smezrud. Or make that Emanen. Clean win for the Dutchman, and a slap shot there by Watkins was blocked. Out to center it goes, race for the puck. Laka trying to get there. And he goes down in a heap in the corner, and it's moved away by Estes. Emanen. Behind for Sidorsky. Nice play by McIsaac to break things up along the wall. Union forced to use the other side. Estes brings it in. Watkins powering his way behind the goal. Not a big guy. He's strong on the puck there. Allen. Stolen away. And lifted off the glass. Center ice. Glove down there. Smezrud tried to move it in. Back comes RPI. Brackett a shot. Pad save made by Murphy. Shelburne. Trying to move it back down low, but it's picked away by Petrullo. It was Villegas trying to sneak in behind the RPI defense, but they read it well. Union changing here. Picked up by Kelly. Kelly across, stolen away by the Engineers. Lappinen trying to feed it right back in front, but intercepted by Kelly, and it was a big interception because he had Massey. Lappinen did, cutting to the net.
He was a split second too late on that feed.
Massey now. Poked off his stick and turned back up ice by the Dutchman. Villegas shooting it in, past Seeger. Seeger, big hit there on the end boards. Massey lost it, and Hodge just couldn't quite track it down. Seeger stepped into by Johnson at the blue line, stands him up. Back in deep it goes. Graf to the line, Sidorsky. Hodge trying to find it along the wall. Seeger and Johnson are tied up. Looks like Seeger has a hand on Johnson's stick. He lets go, probably in the nick of time. Now Estes' pass across the blue line. Kind of scuffed it, but it does get there. RPI finally able to take over. Bouncing puck into the Union end, and Estes has it. Both teams changing with 8:14 to go in the third. Nice play by Agnew at the line, turns it around. And now moved along by Walsh, trying to toe drag, picked up Adamo, and he just missed right. Good back check there by Dubinsky, trying to start something the other way. Looked like the RPI might have been offside there, but linesman over there says no. Kept in by the skate of Walsh. Fed behind, Petrullo. Up the wall, Seaman. That shot through the legs of Surtee goes wide. Agnew off for Surtee. Down the middle, hits off of Estes. Ferguson has to track it down with pressure coming in the form of Shane Seller, the lone goal in the game belonging to Seller out of Carlisle, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, but there's another one too.
You're right, there's 2 goals in this game. Dubinsky. How soon they forget, Coach. Back to the point, Estes keeps it in. Allen. Watkins trying to walk it out in front. Now a loose puck hits a body. Seller to center. Laka trying to touch it around Estes, but Estes just slaps it off the boards and out. 6.5 left in this one. Fridge, what's going on here?
It's back and forth, back and forth.
RPI's okay with that, you have to think.
Yeah.
Brackett gets it deep. Sidorsky. Cross ice pass. Engineers pick it off. Lee flipping it off the end wall. Sidorsky's there. Now Lee again. Taken over by Ryan Sidorsky. Feeds it ahead. Chaz Smedzarut. He'll flip it into the corner. Hallbauer leaves it aside. Johnson over to pick it up. Estes pinching. Turned up ice by McIsaac. And with McIsaac crashing, Murphy will hold on, and we get a stoppage here. 5:37 to go. The Engineers seem to be in relative control of this game after they scored that second goal.
Yeah, it's like not much going on both ways. They're just trying to establish offensive zone pressure, but that's what happened last time. Next thing you know, shot, rebound, goal. RPI scores. You know, I was thinking we could really have fun with the rest of this broadcast.
Yeah.
In that you call the game with the names that are actually on the back of the RPI jerseys. You'd only have to call 4 names.
Yeah. All right. You've had some good ideas this year so far, and this is definitely not one of them. Because
I can only imagine the call. It's over to family now. It's commitment coming back to integrity.
But it's a good advertisement though for what those mottos, what those pillars of RPI hockey stand for, and the Engineers continue to stress them. And it's been now Coach Dave Smith's 5th year. They were on a tear when the COVID-19 ended the 2019-20 season.
Yeah, they were.
And it's tough to pick that back. It's tough to go stop and start like they did, where they couldn't practice at all of last year. A lot of teams were not only practicing but playing. There was an NCAA hockey season that the Engineers completely missed out on.
Yes.
A lot of their talented players went elsewhere to try and play, which, you can't really blame them all, right? It's a tough situation. These kids want to make a career, at least try to make a career out of hockey. It's tough to not play at all for an entire, 24 months.
Well, he's done a good job assembling this team.
Yeah.
He doesn't have very many first-year guys on this team.
Only 2 of them.
Yeah.
We saw one of them a couple weeks ago. Jack Watson, the goalie from Toronto, he made a pretty strong showing in his first career start. RPI ended up losing that game to Canisius. This is flipped down the ice, and Lepinen trying to get there, as he is apt to do. Now it goes behind the goal. Petrullo. As we approach 5 minutes to go in regulation, this is going to be icing on Union.
Winning ticket number for Blackout jersey number 10.
It's interesting too, just to watch to see
Yeah.
what is left in the tank for Union. They're down 2, 5 minutes left. What kind of a push they got left in them, because you got the second night of a 2-game series.
Face-offs are 25-17 RPI. Shots are 21-13 Engineers, as they continue to lead here 2-0 late on in the third period.
However, if you're RPI, you don't want to sit back and be passive. Bad things happen when you quit playing the way that got you there in the first place.
Baxter's shot looked to be intentionally wide. He was looking for the tip from Adamo. Just didn't get that. Feynman. Connection through the middle. Seeger. Stripped off his stick for a second, but he tries to jump back on it. Taken over by Dubinsky. Now Adamo into the zone, trying to split the D. Walking right in, and Murphy will cover this one up, as Adamo trying to use those hands we talked about, Coach, to generate a scoring chance all on his own.
RPI just got to keep this simple right now. They don't need to force plays. Take the opportunity if it's there, but make sure you're on the defensive side of the puck, and make sure that the puck keeps going forward. No drop passes. Keep the puck moving forward.
4:40 left. Shoveled around by Ryan. Turned over there, and a quick shot comes in on Murphy. Johnson cross ice with it for Laka. Laka had a great start to his collegiate career. His freshman season a couple years ago was cut short early. Missed a number of games, missed most of the middle of the season. I think he had 3 goals in his first 3 games for the Engineers. Glad to see he looks to be healthy and playing at the top of his game these days.
Well, I think the most important thing about that is realize that you've healed and you come back and play the way you used to and have confidence doing it.
6 points in 6 games for Jacob Laka. Has an assist, so 7 and 7. His assist today on RPI's first goal. This is thrown off the back of the net. Allen picks it up on the other side. A little bit of urgency now from Union. Watkins carries it all the way, runs out of room. Trying to get away from Johnson. Johnson continues to chase him as he does a full lap around the zone. Centering pass right on in front, and Allen, I'm not sure if he wasn't ready for it or what, but that pass hit him on the tape, and all he could do was just kind of hit off his stick, and it's covered up by Marshall.
Yeah, I think he just tried to get his stick on it.
Yeah.
There was only a little bit of an opening between the RPI defense.
And that was the Hermantown kid again, Watkins, who just, he did a full lap around the ice, and then look at this nifty pass in here. And Allen, maybe I'm being a little too harsh. Maybe he tried to steer it on goal, but it was a creative play in the end by Watkins. Here's Kosak. Shielding the puck, hands it off to Smedzrud. Back to Kosak. He'll fire one. That's blocked by Dubinsky. Wraparound try. Marshall keeps it out as it's tapped to the corner. Good shoulder to shoulder in the corner there between Surdy and Smedzrud. Puck will come out and be thrown off the glass. Maybe a chance for a 2-on-1. Adamo has Walsh with him. Adamo picks it up. On his backhand, he lost the handle on it.
There's the play I was talking about where you've got Union defensemen pushing the envelope and get caught 2-on-1.
Walsh. TJ Walsh will cycle down low. Former Northeastern Husky.
Knowing Coach Bennett, you'll have the goaltender coming out soon too.
Have to believe that to be the case. It's dumped in here by Kelly and shot right back. Laka just off the bench trying to jump on it, but Ferguson's there first. And he'll play for Union. Poked at by Baxter. Dutchmen have to touch up, and they do quickly, although it's turned back around and shot in by Seller. Lee has it pinned up behind the goal. It pops loose. Seeger. Estes high in the air, off the boards. Kjellberg with that long reach just cuts across and one-hands it up the wall.
I have to believe that if Union gets this deep with any type of possession, you're going to see Connor Murphy heading to the bench.
Engineers had an empty net goal last night with Lacas. Now they move it ahead. Backdoor, looked like a backdoor feed, but no, he takes the shot. Now Murphy was headed off, but now he goes back towards the net, and it's a good thing he did. Are they going to call too many men here?
Yes.
Yeah. That's, I guess, the worst case scenario for Union. Not only do they don't get the goalie to the bench, they take a penalty because there was a little miscommunication, I guess.
Yeah, but
the player jumped on before Murphy got there, I think is what happened.
Yeah,
and then Murphy didn't. Murphy stayed on.
Right. And Murphy played the puck.
Right.
Yeah. See now. Yeah. That's kind of a predicament because.
Right. If he doesn't play the puck.
If he doesn't play the puck, then it's fine.
Right, but who knows what happens then, right? Because there's an engineer bearing down on him.
Yes. Well, they're talking about it right now, and I don't know if it's the guy leaving playing the puck or the guy that's jumping on playing the puck.
Right. The problem I think would be the guy coming on because he's the extra player.
Yeah.
The guy leaving is already on the ice.
Right.
So maybe it's not too many men on the ice. Either way, they stopped the play. They saw something funny was up, the referees today.
Yeah. But you know what? Again, the goaltender played it. It wasn't the guy coming on the ice.
Yeah.
So
I have to think it's okay.
Yeah. And
I think we're right. I don't think they put it in the box.
No, they didn't.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Now there's something you don't see every day.
Yeah. Well,
a referee calling a penalty and then taking it back.
There's two things you don't see every day.
You know how many times I tried to talk a referee out of taking back a penalty on me? Never ever.
You have to ask Rick Bennett about that because apparently he just did, or they talked themselves out of it. Either one. More discussions. It's been a pretty fast game, all things considered. Face-off win for the Engineers. Baxter shoots it off of the body of Massey. And they'll get another chance at it. Ahead for Massey. Now inside they shoot over the top. Tour Linden with a good chance to try and make it 3 there. I don't think he realized how open he was when he got to the side of the net there. Into the zone comes Union. Murphy looking over to the bench, see if he should come off. Now he does, and it's picked up by Lepinen. Lepinen feeds it across. There's an empty net, and it's found by Linden. Did not take long for Tour Linden to find that empty cage, and it didn't take long for Otto-Ville Lepinen to find his captain for that goal.
That's sealing the deal, they say?
Yeah. That wasn't just right along the ice. He went top shelf on that empty net.
Yeah. He's been practicing that, I think.
3-0 Engineers.
You know, I used to have a drill like that.
Yeah.
Where you'd have to shoot from the blue line.
Did you have to shoot it in the top half of the net?
No, you just had to shoot it in the net. And if one guy missed, they had to go the length of the ice and then get back in line and do it again.
Oh, wow. Here's icing on Union.
And I didn't stop the drill until everybody got the puck in the net. Sometimes it lasted a short time, sometimes it lasted a long time.
Off the icing call. Murphy, of course, back in there. Wrapped around. It'll be played there by Feynman. Out to center now. Johnson had that pass partially deflected by Seller. Seller's almost kind of getting in the way there of Johnson, who's trying to find the puck. And now Beaton with 18 to go. 1-on-2, takes a shot, gets it back. Beaton tried to jam it in, then he tries to swat it in out of the air.
I like that. Staying hungry, Beaton. Staying hungry.
And Beaton nearly had a fourth. He's still looking for his first career goal. He doesn't care what the score is or how much time's left.
Oh, is that why? He's
2 and 1. Yeah, he's hungry. 3-0. RPI takes it. They sweep the Dutchman here as they win on home ice on Blackout night. Second career shutout for Lyndon Marshall, who came within 30 seconds or so of his second career shutout against Vermont last Saturday before the Catamount scored an empty net goal, or excuse me, an extra attacker goal. But here, Marshall and the Engineers do hold on for that shutout, so Lyndon Marshall gives up just the 2 goals on the weekend as the Engineers sweep the Dutchman.
Well, how fitting is it that they have a scary weekend on Halloween? I think that's outstanding. A nice decisive win tonight.
Marshall, the highlighted Gatherers Granola player of the game, and rightfully so. He stopped all 15 shots he faced in this game. But the Engineers are back to what they were doing early on this season against Bowling Green, was limiting shots in total. Only gave up 25 shots last night, 15 shots tonight, only 1 in the first period, which was the story through 20 minutes tonight, is RPI putting the clamps down defensively. They get goals from Seller, Dubinsky, and Linden in this game. Another empty netter.
Yeah, well, they're playing well. They're playing well. They're finding their offense, and they're also doing a great job defensively. And they're really pitching in on both ends of the rink. And you've got Linden that comes up with a great effort and a shutout. Although he only had 15 shots to handle, but still, he gets the job done, and that's an egg for him.
RPI will continue its homestand next weekend. North Country rivals St. Lawrence and Clarkson come to town. You can watch those games on RPI TV and ESPN. That'll do it for us here, high above the ice here at the Houston Fieldhouse. For our RPI TV crew and Dan Fridge and I'm Perry Lascaris, we thank you for watching tonight's game. Once again, your final score from the Houston Fieldhouse. It was RPI 3 and Union nothing. This has been RPI Hockey on RPI TV and ESPN.